Welcome to the Last Life COD Pod. This is your
Hey!
whole things Call of Duty episode 7. I think I've got that all the right way round. I'm your host Rushhh, here with Oxman. How are you doing, Oxman?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm terrible because, for quick context, we just recorded a whole 45 minutes and finished off the episode, and I went to go and play it back, and I forgot to go and pick up the audio, which meant that we were just there talking to nothing. Well, I was talking to nothing. You were just reacting. You were reacting to me talking to nothing. Ah, I feel so bad. So if this episode is rushed, ironic actually.
It's because we've already spoken for an hour.
It's because we've already spoken about it for so long that we're just gonna try and speed run through this. So, first thing, brought up on the timeline earlier was
Oh, yeah.
this right here. I've gone screen shared the wrong thing. I'm just a mess. There we go. Got the right screen share. Now you should be able to see. Why has that not loaded up? You know what? Fuck it. I'm keeping this all in. There we
Welcome
go.
to the Last Life COD Pod. Da, da, da.
I'm keeping it all in. I'm actually just so done. So we go to the first thing. I'll let you go and host this because this is not why I found you found it.
So, CDL Highlight came out with this tweet about Scump. Obviously, Breaking Point said 3 years ago today, Scump announced his retirement and all of his accolades he's done for the scene over the years. Now, CDL Highlight says that Scump isn't a goat of the seed and he has done nothing for the seed apart from, well, he didn't say this, but I'm saying this, apart from building it. He built the house, right? And now he's moved out and everyone is still living in it and he's given them money. But apparently he's done nothing. He makes millions sitting on his ass, which, okay, who most people do in in the streamer scene. I don't know what's so big about it. And he refused to fund the Challengers team, even though he's part of Optic, who are funding a Challengers team. So why does he personally have to do it? It doesn't make sense because they're under the same umbrella. You know, Optic wouldn't be Optic without Scump, so they couldn't fund a Challengers team if Scump wasn't there in the first place. So he is a part of it. 6-7. He also he also brings thousands of views to the Call of Duty scene. Without the Scump Watch Party, there would be nothing. Well, there would be the main broadcast, but you wouldn't get the amount of views that you're getting now, arguably, without him sat on the couch. And this whole thing about the gambling deals, you're not making people gamble by taking a gambling deal. You enjoy gambling. You are going to get paid to do something you enjoy doing. Doesn't matter what it is. It just so happens to be gambling. It doesn't mean I'm forcing people, my viewers, to gamble. I'm showing you what it's like to gamble, but that doesn't mean that you have to then go out and gamble. Like, you don't watch a TV show where a guy kills a guy and think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go murder someone. You don't think like that.
No, I agree. This is such a rage bait comment here, like saying zero investment into the scene, into the car community, as if like he doesn't do the watch party, which goes and gives viewers to people that would not normally go and get viewers. And even challengers this year, is saying refuse to fund a challengers team, but this year everyone's been investing in challengers.
And also, he's a
him,
coach.
Zuma, Methods, Octane, Attached, they're all getting involved in the challenger scene. They're trying to make this scene bigger than it is, so that's a really weird take on that. Because he has no obligation. If you're going to go against Zuma only made the Stallions because he wanted to. There's no obligation to go and make a team.
Yeah, there's no one's forcing you to. There's not a gun to your head.
So it's quite weird, but I really did enjoy Hitch's reply. Here it is. There you go. I'll let you read this out.
You went 1-5, and I don't blame anyone for not getting involved in challenges prior to this year. Personally, I think you are a hating ass loser, pussy bitch. If you ask me, fucking bum.
Absolutely, so right from Hitch. That is so funny. I love it. I'm just reading this from Jason Todd as well. Bold words from the Optic bitch boy. Loser as pussy. There's never done dick. The irony of your culture, vulture, fail mayo, monkey. Whoa. Jesus Christ, this is a lot. Um, better
His reply was,
lick dog shit off your boots. Jesus Christ.
I wonder
Um,
what you did today.
yeah,
I wonder
it's
what
just
you've done.
I don't know why it's caused so much outrage. This is quite clearly just rage bait. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's clearly just trying to get impressions, which went well. He got the views, but he didn't get the likes.
yeah, speaking
Sure.
of rage bait, the CDL started and they decided that they wanted my Pickems to go absolutely terribly. Um,
Yeah.
I I did not have a great week of Pickems. I'll admit that. Um, so
I made a mistake. I'll sit here and I'll say, yo, I made a mistake.
yeah, I'm just gonna be quite honest with it. Why is okay? You know what? It's fine. I just noticed your name tag's popping up on it. It's fine. All right, we carry on going. All right, so Surge, I actually thought Surge were going to be pretty good. After TJ went and made them look decent enough, they went 1-1 last week, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, they lost to Optic. It's Optic. It makes sense. They even got a map against Optic as well, though. They got a win, and then they got a map against Optic. I was like, oh my god, they're going to do so well against Heretics. They didn't. They got absolutely wiped. They got 3-0'd by Heretics, and Heretics, bear in mind, coming into the season were 1-3. So like it was like, okay, these guys are both duds. Like they were both 1-3 coming into this weekend. So I was like, oh, maybe Surge go and get the upset. They go and win the game 5. They didn't even look like they spawned into the game. I'll be honest with you. Trakes looked very good. I need to give Trakes credit. I
Because
yeah,
we can
I
shit on
go
him a
I go
lot.
so hard on him. He has been really bad, but he has been really good. He has been really good in this series. So I want to give Trakes credit. Um, yeah, not really much more to go on with. The Surge just looked really bad. Like I don't know what else to say. Um, yeah, there's nothing else I can really say about them.
And arguably heretics, like yes, okay, they were 1-3, but the games they were playing, they were close games.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. That's a
they
great
were
point. Yeah,
going 3-2s.
yeah. Heretics did lose 3-2 to Koi and Optic, which means if you
Like,
flip them
yeah.
around, they're 5-1 team, and they're actually just top of the league by themselves. So they are a decent team. I kind of took the stats as gospel, and I shouldn't have, and I'll put my hands up. I thought that was going to be an upset.
I made a
And there
mistake.
was
Sorry.
lots of upsets this weekend, just not this one game. Speaking of
Yeah.
upsets, we're going straight into this, and we have G2. We have Gentle Mates versus Falcons, and Falcons going with 3-1. This series was really interesting because we came into the first map and it was a I mean 55 points for Falcons. You were like, oh my god, this series is over already. First map,
Yeah. Business as usual. Here
and
goes
then
Paris.
and then three world champions went and showed why they're three world champions. And then they went and absolutely put on a masterclass. It was a great map for one from Dangosi and Neptune. And then yeah, the three world champions went and edged this out and showed their class. And I've got to give credit to Falcons. I did not think they were going to be this good, and now they're 4-2, joint top of the league. Any words?
I was like, we said on the first take we did that Sib had a bad series overall. He had a bad map one, which they won, and then if you look at map 2 and 3, which they lost, like map 2, he was 12-7.
Yeah,
Like, so when he decided to turn around and pull the finger out of his ass, everyone else didn't didn't do much.
yeah, yeah. So he had a .7 on the map they won.
And
Jeez.
then he gave up at map 4. He was like, "Yeah, I've won this." When the other two turned up again.
Yeah, that is actually crazy to think about. I didn't realize. Yeah.
Yeah, I only just noticed that.
Yeah. But fair play to Falcons, they looked really good,
Yeah,
and it's
big turnaround.
starting with everyone can beat everyone. Um, and yeah,
Yeah, welcome to the week where nothing makes sense.
yeah, and one thing that I want to quickly point out as well is like yeah, said about Heretics 3-1 against Breach, like they looked really good this week. Now Cammy and Purge didn't look very good. Cammy 0.6 KD with a -30 and Purge a -20. Um, but yeah, I would give that more to Heretics being a good team. I genuinely
Yeah.
believe that Heretics are a lot higher than a 3-3 team. Now after watching them play, and they do look actually quite good. So I do want to go and give them credit, a lot of credit, because
Definitely,
they are.
definitely a dark horse for the major.
That was exactly
Definitely
what
a
I was about
dark
to
horse.
say. Yeah, they are a serious team that needs to be looked at this major, and you cannot overlook them wherever they start in this event. Um, One of the key things, quite a nice hard point to start off, close ending, 250 to 248. We love when hard points get close. It's probably the best thing in esports when the hard point gets to the end.
Yeah,
Um,
when they're running across map and you're like,
yeah,
"What?"
but
Go.
the main thing to look at right now is just Cammy and Purge were just absolutely pooped on. So
Hey, and big up Nasty.
yeah,
Respect, respect for
Nasty was
Nasty.
the one shooting back. Yes, absolutely. Alright, so as I said, it was a weekend full of upsets. So we've already had 2 upsets so far out of 4 games. So how about a third one for game 5? How the hell has this happened then? So I don't know what it is with the Ravens. Like Exceed was the only person that went positive, but like they were just clutching up, I guess, because they weren't
They've been
particularly
set
popping
free.
off.
They've been uncaged from Slasher's cage,
They've
and
been
now they
uncaged, but
can
no one's popping off.
they can now free roam the map, and they just seem to. I think on this series in particular, Koi may have been sleeping. I don't know what Kleenex was doing, but he was having a tough old time.
Yeah,
Uh, but I feel like Ravens have got like a lot more freedom now. They're more
yeah.
fluid.
They're not
They're
caught in
more of a
a
liquid.
regiment like Slasher
Yeah.
would have had, and yeah, I guess it just works. Yeah, it's a really good map 3 and 4 from them as well. Like they didn't need to do much. If you look at the score line, I see that popped off to make up for his teammates not playing as well. But like it wasn't really a major standout performance. It was just a good team effort, and they really
Yeah.
exposed Koi, who were probably getting complacent. And now they're both on the same records, both 3-2. And
Mhm.
coming into 2026, you were not putting these two on the same tier.
No.
So I want to give Ravens credit as well now, because Challengers players have gotten really
Well, yeah,
popped off this
the
year.
Ravens turnaround needs to be studied.
Yeah, honestly,
Like,
honestly, because there's no coaching staff or anything because they don't have any. They all play from home. So this is
yeah,
literally just a
so,
player for a player who's gone and turned
and
around this
all of a
entire
sudden
season.
it's gone crazy. Like
Yeah. So
they've exceeded expectations.
yeah, and
Like,
it really I goes and reiterates this. Anyone could beat anyone coming into the major. Like every team is very very close. Um,
mhm.
So when you go and see FaZe go and win their first game in such comfortable fashion, there's not really much to talk about. Like 250 to 128, 6-2, and 8-1. They went and caused the mercy rule in the overload. Like they were playing exceptional. All of these players, I don't know what it is. I mean, we spoke about it earlier in the Lost podcast that Luca has just like put a fire underneath these guys.
Yeah.
Um, they've all been performing, but then also it might not just be a Luca, it might just be the winter break was enough as well, and they just got a Luca as like a backup, and they
Yeah,
were
and they
actually
got
looking
they
really
got a
good.
step ahead during the break. And arguably, you would say that FaZe going into the major in 2 weeks is the best looking. As of this game, we'll get to the G2 game later. But
Mm.
as of this game, you're looking thinking, all right, yeah. So FaZe are the big dogs
Yeah,
going into the couple weeks. Okay, cool.
yeah, absolutely. They
We're
go and beat
wrong, but
Optic.
okay.
They go and beat Optic 3-0. They come into C9. They go and light work. Like no light work, no reaction from this series. There was
Yeah,
not even a point where they needed to shift gear. They were just in steam, in cruise control the entire time. C9 did not
definitely.
even get a lick. And then I feel bad for C9 because they're 1-5. But I would say they're 1-5. Actually, we'll do it afterwards. We'll go to their Breach game first. They went and lost 3-2 to Breach. Um, and yeah, this 1-5 is not the same 1-5 as it is for Surge. Surge is 1-5 because they're bad. Cloud9's 1-5. As I go and get up the stats here, they have gone game 5 3 times and not won. Like they beat
Hmm.
Surge 3-0, lost 3-2, lost 3-2, lost 3-0 to FaZe. I mean, obviously they're gonna lose to FaZe, and then lost 3-2 to Breach. It is not a nice time for them. They just need to go. They need to do what G2 were having a problem with, them not winning game fives.
Hmm.
Um, One thing that was really point out as well, they got 3-0'd by FaZe, and they came in and they won the first 2 maps. Close maps, but they won them, and it was like, okay, well, I mean, they've gone and actually come back, and they just lost to FaZe because FaZe were a better team, and then they get reverse swept. And it's like, oh, that feels really bad because not only you got mollywopped by FaZe, and then you're like, oh yeah, we're so back, we're 2-0 up, and then you go and lose. And these last 2 maps, it wasn't even close. You really have to question the mental of this C9 team. They might need to have a change.
And I'm saying, get rid of Matt. I said this earlier.
Yep.
I'm saying it again.
And I think I have to agree with you. The more we've spoken about it, now we've spoken about it twice. Well, 4 times. We've spoken over the games 4 times. I think getting rid of someone is a very big
You just need a bit
yeah.
of a fresh
Beans and
life.
Afro
a
have
new
the
perspective.
capability of just popping off at any point. I feel like them two have to stay. And between Mac and Vivid, I suppose Mac's probably easier to replace.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You just need a fresh perspective, someone who will bring life into this team and just push them over the line. You know,
yeah,
get them
absolutely.
that extra little bit.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out in this series as well, Cammy when recovers, and once again, someone help Nasty, plus 24,
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Nasty said, "Oh, I got to do it all. I got to do it all myself."
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Nasty looking green in every single map here. Green, 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 green. It's all Nasty
Right,
going green.
Nasty, that one player that like still performs really well on every team he gets on, yet flies under the radar. I think it's
Yeah.
because he's ginger.
It might be. But yeah, one thing as well, finally, just this exposure. 6-0, that is a statement.
Oh
250
yeah,
to 105 on Colossus, which is one of the most mixy maps. Statement. Like, this was a very good performance. Cammy plus 18 in this, so that does
yeah.
help.
Cammy
But
went
yeah, this
crazy.
this was a serious statement by Breach to go and have the composure to go and win that after losing to losing to Heretics earlier on in the week as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of losing games that you weren't expecting, FaZe
G2 face.
FaZe just, they looked from best team in the world going beating Optic 3-0, comfortably beating C9 without breaking a sweat, and then they lose to G2, the team that can't win a game 5, and it's like, okay, as soon as G2 don't get to a game 5, they win a series. It's like,
Just
um,
don't get him to 5, honestly.
yeah, key things to point out right now as well that I didn't notice last time. -21 from Draza. Went back to his normal form. But yeah, if FaZe won the first map, it was like, okay, they go and win the first map. Yep, FaZe, they'll probably go 3-0 again. It'll be 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. And then all of a sudden, G2 just have a light. And then they see the light and they just keep on running towards it. And yeah, this last map was just a great team performance. But one thing I want
Yeah.
to point out is Skies and Mamba both going positive. I did that I did that in the earlier one as well. Actually, I went to Mamba's stats. Um, Skies and Mamba both the ARs popping off is so important for them. Um, because as we've been saying, like Kremp and Estra have been so good, and it's been these two that if they're not going to perform, they need to have a replacement. But they really did perform in this series, and I'm very happy for them because I do like this team. They just weren't performing to their possibility before this weekend. They would have been 1-4 G2 because they only played one series this weekend. So yeah, they would have been 1-4, and they're one of them teams that like C9. They just like couldn't get over the hump of a game 5, and then they finally, yeah, 3-1, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and then they finally beat FaZe in a 3-1 situation. I tell you what as well, like with like how hard the series have been, actually, they've got FaZe, Carolina, Falcons, and Optic, and they got Boston when Boston looked good.
Yeah.
They've had a really hard schedule, and so that 1-4 kind of needs a bit of an asterisk next to it, if you ask me. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Arguably.
But all these teams are just so close, so you know. And then we get to the final series of the weekend.
I start to cry.
The tears are coming in.
The
LA
tears are coming.
Bees,
I've cried too much.
the Kenny series. The Kenny series. Kenny always has his way against Optic. He loves playing against Optic. The second CEO. You got Drazah and Kenny. They just love playing
He's
Optic.
the vice president right now. He's just.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I thought it looked really scary map one when they were performing. They were up like 70 to start off the
Yeah.
map, and then they lost. It was like, oh shit, they're back into groove of things. This is gonna be a comfortable Optic win. But then that map two was a statement. That was a great performance from Kenny, from all the boys. Abizi only going 3 and 5. He barely saw anyone. um, but yeah, that was the map one performance. Kenny was performing in that. Map two, and then map three was just another team performance. That was really good from them. That was really comfortable because they were 4-1 at halftime, weren't they? And then they just
Yeah,
went
and they were also gifted their first point.
yes, they were.
I can't believe we got the overload and then ran back to our own capture point where we
And then
then
Hydra
died.
got 1 kill and ran it instantly. Yeah,
Like, what's that about? Like, what's happened
yeah.
to Optics
And then,
overload? We were really good, and now we can't win one.
yeah, you're gonna have to start winning some respawns because your hard point's not looking very good either. Um,
Yeah, we've just got downhill. We're going 0-18 again.
As as we go to map four as well, Kenny he has a negative performance, but as I said, this is the Kenny series. He finally got a plus 22, 100 kills, um, right when everyone was questioning and saying this is gonna be. Everyone thought this was gonna be Optic putting the dagger into Kenny after everything, and then he went and performed, and they looked like a different team. So do you want to go and talk about Abizi?
Abizi bringing out a third M15. Now, we spoke about this earlier on the one that got deleted, and I won't go as angry as I did earlier. Uh, we GA'd the NPC for the SMG being good close range in certain situations, but we're okay with an M15 being okay in any situation. Even so, that one of the best SMGs in the game, arguably, a BZ, is putting out an M15.
Yeah,
Why are we doing this? What's the point of playing a role anymore? You might as well just bring out an M15, go anywhere, do what you want, and just vibe. Because there's obviously this 3 M15 that they turned to during this game. It went in. You know, Abizi was doing the simp thing from the beginning of the year. Or
yeah.
the end of last year, sorry. But it's
I,
actually working.
yeah, I agree. The M15 is just so good, and it might have just been a pacing thing for 100 Thieves. Like literally, Kenny
Well, yeah,
might
definitely.
it, with having Hydra be the only guy, him and Abizi might have just been trying to hit the same routes, and then you're like, oh, I can't do that route, so I'm going to do this way. I'm going to die, and they were just like solo challenge so much. Where this they felt a little bit more cohesive. Kenny might be there to just go and get the trades a bit better. I was saying like Scrappy's KD probably wasn't dropping as much because he's just so much better in the 1v1 situation where Kenny isn't. Um,
Yeah, Kenny's more of a team player.
yeah, so Kenny loves a team shot potentially, and like that pacing difference might just be the difference maker to go and make Optic very good. So yeah, Optic Thieves very good.
Hey,
So yeah, this is the standings for the CDL. I'll go and get this up as well, but we'll go to this. Um, that's the standings so far off this season. And as I said, Falcons top of the league technically, because the top three are all on the same half points. But it's really interesting as well because this like playoff picture, the cutoffs here on ninth with Breach, but anything above G2 from here to about Koi, um, anyone could be dropped down. I think the top three are safe, but yeah, from
it's about to
fourth to
get real
10th,
mixy. Yeah.
next weekend's going to be very interesting for the games. Um, and they're going to have so much stake, so this weekend will actually mean a lot more, which is very good. And then, um, yeah, there is still potential for one of these two teams to go and get out, but I doubt it. They have to win both. Wait, they only get one game, don't they? I think they might already be guaranteed to lower brackets, so ignore me. But yeah, that 4 and 17. This is what I mean about the difference. There's 4 and 17 from Surge and 11 and 15 from um
Yeah.
NY
Cloud9.
Cloud9. I was about to say NYSL. Yeah, it's a very different thing. Like it's yeah, it's not a great performance. As you see here as well, like you look at Heretics, they have the most map wins out of any team and they're 3 and 3. any team here. Heretics have the most map wins, but they also have one of the highest map losses. It's very interesting this season. And anyone can beat anyone, as we've seen. So this will be really interesting to see how this
Yeah.
goes on.
Anything that last weekend told us is that anything can happen. It
Absolutely.
depends who turns up on the day.
Alright, and then just to end this off, we'll go and talk about our pick'ems. They're already done because we did them. We've got to put double points on 2 of the games. Um, but yeah, let's go and talk about this. So Optic, what do you think about the Optic game?
I think it's gonna be close, but I'm hoping that we wake up. I'm hoping we wake up
Yeah,
and
if
it
this
all
is
works out.
if this is anything off how the last 2 weeks have gone, it should be a close game because Ravens have looked really good and Optic have not looked as good. But I feel like
Yeah.
Optic still have the talent to go and win this game. So that's why we've gone 3-2. We
Mhm.
think Gentlemates are going to bounce back and finally beat Koi, but obviously Koi Gentlemates is a great game, so that's going to be a close one. So we've gone game 5 again. Um, then Koi, you think their mental's going to break after losing against Gentlemates, and then they're going to lose to G2, and G2 are going to finally go over the hump and win 3-2 when after finally beating FaZe.
Yeah.
We go to the Falcons game, we have Falcons 3-0. I don't think C9 are bad, as I've just said, but Falcons do look pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we go to the 100 Thieves game. 100 Thieves, this might be what they needed. Beating Optic might be what they needed to go and start their season. And yeah, they 3-1 against Boston Breach, who haven't looked very good in some situations. Going on to Sunday, we have Gentlemates versus Heretics. This one we debated. We went both ways.
Mhm.
I think I argued to Gentlemates just about because if they're going to beat Koi, they're going to beat Heretics. The Heretics have looked really good, and as we said, they could have been 5-1. They've won the most amount of maps. Like this is another one where they did it against Koi, did it against Optic, they lost game fives, and they're another top team like Gentlemates. They go and lose game 5 again. You'll be like, damn, these are a dark horse for the event.
Yeah, definitely.
LA Thieves versus Ravens. We think the Ravens, after losing to Optic and Thieves beating Breach, that'll just be enough for them to go and have the composure. Um, it said Ravens are a pretty good team, but we actually have them losing 0-2 this week, so that's quite interesting.
They're
And
against bigger beasts. They're
uh,
against Optic and Thieves. They're against
yeah,
bigger beasts.
yeah, that's a good point. They are playing a lot tougher schedule this weekend, and FaZe beat Surge.
3-0. Who could have guessed?
Who would have guessed?
Shock.
I think Surge are horrendous, so and I think FaZe are pretty good, so
Yeah, I don't think the TJ is really saving Surge.
um
You need
I
you need a vocal presence. You need a
I
person.
unfortunately we don't have the bit from last one where I tried to go and put the double points on the double points because I was that confident in a 3-0. But yeah, that was a lot quicker. I really
Yes.
hope you appreciate
The fact that we have
that
redone this.
we've recorded this twice now, so I really hope you like this like button. I hope you smash it. The like button. Like how I smashed my. I didn't smash anything, but I was a little bit upset when I figured out that the recording
You
wasn't
guys
good.
you should have seen his face when he came back into the call and was like, "This is not good."
Yeah, it wasn't good, but the recorded has worked perfectly fine. So, thank you for watching, and next week you'll be seeing us. The online qualifiers will be done, and we will be on to Major Week, which means that we'll be on a
We'll be
Thursday
talking
upload.
brackets.
We'll be talking brackets. Let's go. So yeah, this episode will be coming out on the 23rd, and the next episode will be coming out on the 29th because that is the Thursday before the major. So we'll see you then. Thank you all for watching. Bye.
Peace.